all readers come to fiction as willing accomplices to your lies. Such is the basic goodwill contract made the moment we pick up a work of fiction. Steve Almond.
You're listening to Writing Roots, brought to you by Aspen House Publishing.
Welcome to Writing Roots. I'm Leigh.
And I'm Leigh Esses.
What is your favorite part about writing a book?
Cake.
Ooh, cake.
Yay. Okay, we'll see you guys next episode. Actually, one of the biggest payoffs in writing a book would be your release, your launch day, the final gigantic celebration of all of your hard work, all of what you guys studied in August, and all of what we talked about in September. All of that work coming to one point, and that is your launch day.
The day that you finally get your book out there for people to read and enjoy and pick up as they go, the day that every author strives for and just waits for that day to happen.
I have that fantasy of people lining up around Barnes & Noble overnight to be the first people to get their hands on my next book.
This is probably the most fun part of this whole thing. I mean, if writing is awesome and I love it, it's fun, but this is actually where you get to throw a real party.
Yes. So we talked a little bit about after your first self-edit, giving yourself a break, celebrating, going out to sushi, relaxing, and then approaching your book with fresh eyes. This is your public party. This is the one where my fans will get to meet my editor, will get to meet my grandma, who will always be my biggest fan.
Most importantly, they get to meet you, the author.
Yes.
And you have that signing, you just get to sit there and sign your autograph. Hopefully you've worked on it.
Well, it's a signature. My handwriting has never been the best. But having a launch party is a little different from having a book signing. Launch party is the day of, the big day. And my sister always designs really weird and interesting cakes. And it was a lot of fun for my most recent launch party because it was a lot of black and white food because the book was black and white. But having a book signing can happen anytime after the book is released, anytime you're still marketing the book. In private, you're always writing something. That's the goal. You're writing selfishly, writing for yourself, always writing. In public, you're going to spend that first Sunday of the month at the local bookshop so you can read out a sample of your book and let people sample it and enjoy it and hopefully purchase your book.
So the basic idea is the day that your book is released to the world, you hold a party. You hold that gathering where people can come, they can meet you, you can do a book signing there, but it's a meet and greet. You have food, you have festivities, and it's just a fun time because you are celebrating your huge, huge accomplishment. And then after that, don't forget the marketing part. Book signings are part of marketing. It's part of getting out there and making sure people aren't forgetting about you, that they aren't forgetting about your books, and giving you that chance to tease forward to new books.
So one of the things we're going to talk about this episode is making sure you get your book in the right hands. So since I write a lot of murder and action stuff, getting my stuff into the Scholastic Book Fair at my elementary school might not be the best idea. But if I get 3 people in the Veterans Club excited about my book, they're my target audience. I want to make sure they're the ones who get my book. So finding your perfect audience is really important. If you're doing all natural cooking, maybe talk to your local all natural food stores and go, hey, I've released a new cookbook, and they might be interested in carrying it.
So after you've launched, after you've had that party, there's a lot to releasing your book. Like Leigh said, getting it to local retailers, getting it to people who can get your book out to your target audience. And one of the big places to do that is online. Amazon is the king of self-publishing releases.
And as you're publishing on all of these different places, Google Play and iBook Store and all of these extra places, make sure you're choosing the right options there. Because if you choose the, yes, I want to make more money through Amazon, then they have exclusive rights to sell your book, which is not something you want to do if you want to get it in more places. If you just want to put it out there and be done with it, okay, fine. Another thing to consider is if you have hard copies or in audiobook form CDs, getting them into retailers in your area. So if you are traditionally publishing, your publisher should be the people getting it into Barnes & Noble and this and that. But most of your local stores have a local author section. For the Barnes & Noble that's right next to us, it's right near the front door. Also, local tourist traps in our area, they have whole sections next to our biggest tourist trap in town, which is the Sundial Bridge. They have whole sections for local arts and crafts. And our books can be in there, so people passing through want something that nobody's ever heard of before. They want something unique, something that they know is not on their bookshelf already. And you want your book to be able to be in their hands as soon as possible.
So kind of going back to the Barnes & Noble thing, ours has that local author section. I also have been in there several times when there is a local author there selling his books, doing the signings. And there's one in particular, I love it. When you walk in the door, he's sitting right there and he's like, "Hey, who's your favorite author?" And if you kind of hesitate, he's like, "It could be me."
Perfect.
So he's just very charismatic, very open. And that's something that you need to do as you're doing this release, as you're getting your book out there, especially as you're doing your book signings. Be charismatic. You might have to get out of your bubble a little bit, but it will help you in the end. Another place that you want to try to get it out there in is actually the library.
Yes. So our library has a donation system. So you can actually just donate your book and go, "Hey, here's my book," and get it in there. So you tell your local library, "Hey, I'm the author. I would be more than happy to do a signing and a live read sometime." And they can go, "Okay, well, let me talk to the powers that be." And, "Oh, we have a children's month in June, Children's Reading Month. So we're having local authors in every Thursday to read their books to the kids. Great, sign me up for that."
Well, maybe not you.
No, not me. Yes. But if that were my target audience, then yes.
And also, libraries are a great resource because people will often go in to check out a book and they'll just kind of browse and find something that looks interesting because they know it's free. They don't have that regret. There's a risk in buying a book. So if it's in a library, they can just check it out for free. All they have is the whatever library pass they have. And then they can read the book. And if they like your book that they found in the library, they will look up your name and they will look for more works by you.
Do not expect immediate financial success with your first book because your fourth book will promote your first book. If your fourth book is in the library, exactly like you said, someone will go and go, "What else has Leigh written?"
I love the idea of releasing the book, that launch and that release and getting it out there.
Thrill.
But you are not done the day that it launches. So, to kind of sum up, have that party, have that launch, but keep working towards selling your book and marketing.
And until then,
Write selfishly.
If you have a question or comment for our hosts or a topic you'd like us to cover, send us an email at writingroots@aspenhousepublishing.com or find us on Facebook by searching for Aspen House Publishing.